star that lights the road? Will it take me to the end? Well, I don't know. I wanna be the only one to make it to the light. I'll take it to the edge where I've died 1,000 times. And maybe I could be the one right into the setting sun tonight. Just try.
Yo guys, it is Gio here and welcome to some IRL highlights. We are here for Brazil, the penultimate round of the main IRL season. We've got a wet race in front of us, slowly turning into dries. So we will just be looking to maybe get a strong result. I do feel like I genuinely enjoy Interlagos. It is a funny one really. It's one that I enjoy, but not one I have the best pace around. So we'll just be seeing what we can do. There's going to be a lot of strong drivers today, so we're going to be pushing as much as we can. Hopefully we can have some luck, maybe not make contact like we did last race, and maybe just get the job done, maybe get a win or a podium. But more than anything, hopefully we will have a good time. Now, the race was actually restarted because a lot of people got disconnected at the beginning, so you'll be seeing one-shot qualifying, but the race is the same, and let's get straight into it. So here we are then, for one-shot qualifying here at Brazil. Obviously with the rain, we will be qualifying on the soft tyres. Just going to maybe try and push. We were on pole in the original start, so maybe you can see, brake at the 150 metre board. You're going to want to sacrifice the exit of turn 1 to get a better run through turn 3 and ultimately the back straight. Going to open DRS, coming down the back straight, spotting our braking zone around the 100 metre board just after. We actually missed the apex quite a lot. That's going to compromise our exit coming through into turn 5. As we're coming through here, stab on the brake at the 50 metre board and try and just take the corner as fast as possible, try and glide through it. We actually missed the apex quite a bit through that corner. Just going to compromise our run through pretty much this entire section. As we actually catch a bit of oversteer, braking for this corner at the start of the inside apex, catch the car nicely, and bring it over to get a better run through the long sweeping right-hander, balancing the car, and braking, and we actually take a bit too much curb through Junção, which is really going to compromise our run coming down from the main straight. Try and take the shortest line possible to the start finish straight. What can we do? It actually says we set the fastest lap, but Sierra Mart actually goes quickest. Now if you look, he is on pole. We are 200ths behind him. CJA 827 is in third, 200ths behind him, and then Cyril Verline a further 800ths behind. That is incredibly close, so let's get on to the race.
Not one of the easiest days to go racing. It's damp, it's slippery, there's dark clouds as far as the eye can see. The rain is here then, and that's going to take away a lot of the grip, Anthony Davidson, and make turn 1 very interesting indeed.
Yeah, it's these kind of conditions where you can go in with one of two mindsets. You either see it as an opportunity, or you're worried that all of your hard work is about to be undone. We've been stuck in these conditions now for a few hours, more or less this kind of intensity, so we don't seem to have too much standing water, so we're not likely to be starting behind a safety car. Like you say, Crofty, charge down into turn 1 would be quite interesting. I think we're in for a cracking Grand Prix.
So here we are then on the formation lap. Full wet conditions here. We're starting P2 on the grid. So we're just going to try and see what we can do maybe. I was coming to the end of the formation lap, doing some burnouts. I really didn't feel like I got enough heat into my tyres on the formation lap itself. So we're just going to try and do something about it now as Sierra Mark goes quite slowly in front of us. Take the opportunity to get some more heat into our tyres. As the game now is taking control, we're locked in with whatever temperatures we have. So we're just going to get ready for the race start. We've got 36 laps ahead of us. It's going to be a wet to dry race. 16 people start the race, so we're going to see what we can do. Maybe try and get a better start of the Sierra off the line. So now just wait for everyone to form onto the grid. We're now on the 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. We actually get a better start of the Sierra off the line. I think we get quite a lot of wheel spin actually. So we're going to have to try and manage that going into turn 1. We actually understeer a little bit into Sierra and he actually loses the back end and goes into the wall, I think. So that's massive for him. But we're not complaining, we have the lead of the race now. We're going to try and manage it. Coming through into turn 3 now. Going to try and defend from CJ. Coming into turn 4, what can we do? Lock up a little bit and turn in a bit too early. We just managed to make the corner just right. We're just going to try and manage the gap. Now we are struggling with the traction quite a lot here. So we're just going to focus on keeping it on the track. And on lap 2 now we actually have a safety car, which really just throw things into the mix, because when you think about it, people now have time to pit for inters and be able, it's basically the first racing laps will be inters conditions, and they will gain a massive advantage from that. So what we're going to do, we're going to come in at the end of this lap for the intermediate tyres. Several people have done it, and I do genuinely think that is the best strategy. So we're going to come in for a set of intermediate tyres. Now we do take it easy into the pits, but Burnout F1 behind us doesn't take the same approach, and we now have a drive-through penalty. I don't really blame him for that at all, but it's very, very frustrating. Obviously with the track position that we did have, that's going to be a little hindrance, I guess. You know, that's going to cost us a lot of time, but I don't blame him. Obviously, not his fault. We both take different approaches to the pit lane, I guess. Now cutting on to the end of lap 5. The end of the safety car, it will be coming in this lap. We're now P9, just behind Surprise Net. Gonna try and get the best possible run. These guys will probably be pitting for inters. So to be honest, we haven't lost too much from that drive-through. Probably about the same spot on the track. And as we actually get ready to go now, you can see on the mini-map the cars in front are slowing down. Combine that with the people going into pits, and we've got the start of the century, and we've moved straight up back into the lead of the race from 9th on the grid. That is just the start of the ages right there. I genuinely wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, you know, maybe to get up on the wet tyre runners, but to be in the lead, that is just, I have no idea how that's just happened. But now, coming to the end of that very, very same lap, we're going to come in and serve the drive-through penalty. Make sure not to speed again. It will be bad for us. So now we've lost 2 positions. Obviously with these guys pitting for the intermediate tyres, we shouldn't be losing out too much. Maybe come out in maybe P7, P8 possibly. You see that we come out behind IRL Verline in P6. So we haven't lost out too much. We're about 14 seconds behind the leaders. We could still maybe make that up. I'm not particularly too confident in that though, to be honest. Now cutting on to lap 10, we're now right on the back of IRL Verline. What can we do? Coming through the final corner, going to try and get a better run, which I think we do. He loses the back end quite a lot there. That's going to cost him a lot of straight line speed. So we're going to maybe try and go up his inside, down the main straight. Going to be side by side, across the line. I think we just get the move done there, coming into turn 1. And surprise, it's the fastest lap, but we do get the move done. Now setting our sights on Jack Clays. Going to just be pushing for this whole time. Lose the back end a little bit there. Coming on to the end of that lap, we're now right on the back of Jack. Can maybe see what we can do down the main straight, like we did with IRL Verline last lap. He's actually been overtaken by Surprise already, as Jack actually loses the back end, and we just glide past into P4. I think he made a mistake there and lost traction. So that's a relatively easy move for us. And now cutting on to the end of lap 13, we're now right on the back of Mather. But if you look behind us, Surprise Mate is literally just on the back of us. He's been doing that for the past few laps, so I think we need to have our attention on the in front of us and behind us right now. Down this main straight, he's going to have the slipstream on us, and we're going to have the slipstream on Mather. So this could get very interesting. As Mather actually goes onto the curb, I'm going to try and maybe go around his outside. Surprise! It actually gets a really good run. He's on the back of both of us now. I think it's 3 wide maybe, but I think Surprise actually loses the back end a little bit. So we're going to maybe get that moved on, but Mather actually comes back at us into turn 1. It's going to be on the outside into turn 2, but he just manages to get moved on. That's a pretty good move from him there, but we're going to try and maybe get the cut back into turn 4 as there's actually a yellow flag, and Surprise is actually out. I think he lost the back end maybe, and I think we actually contributed by tapping him a little bit, but we've talked about it and he's fine with it, so no real problems there. But at the end of the same lap, we're actually going to go for a move on Mather into the hairpin. He's going to get the better run through the exit, so we're going to try and maybe get his slipstream through the main straight. Coming through the final corner, going to focus on getting a better run than him. Short shift a little bit maybe, or not, just get a ton of wheel spin, whatever works to be honest. Or going to get into a slipstream. He actually loses the back end quite a bit there. Means we're going to have the better straight line speed as we actually cut back to the inside. We actually want the inside line for this corner. I'm going to unsteer a little bit. He leaves us enough space. We're going to try and get the cut back through turn 2. Try and maybe hang it round turn 3, but we actually lose the back end quite a bit. Going to drift through that corner. So that's pretty much going to compromise our line through the entire of this straight, which isn't going to help us. We do end up backing out of the move into turn 3. We actually get a much better run than him out of the exit of the corner. Going to try and maybe go for a move on the outside of turn 5, but no, we actually back out of it. Coming into turn 5, now cutting on to lap 15. I think this is the same lap, just a little bit further on. I think if we do actually go for another move, it's a bit ambitious, but maybe we can try and pull it off. But he does again get the better traction. We're going to try and maybe get the better run through here, try and go for the cutback maybe, but no, that's not going to work. So we're just going to go for the old-fashioned slipstream down the start-finish straight. But it's actually quite a bit further ahead of us right now, but we get a much better run already alongside him. So we're going to try and pull out across the inside, get the move done, maybe. We're going to brake, but he brakes so much later than us, which is GG to him. We're going to maybe get the cut back, get a much better run. We're going to try and hang it around the outside of turn 3. Max Verstappen move for you right there. Down the straight, we get a much better run, and maybe try and maybe just get the overtake done, but he hangs it again. We make a little bit of contact, but nothing too much, and he gets past us for P3 again. This is some pretty good racing between us right now. Coming down the main straight again. I'm going to maybe try and pull up alongside again around the outside of the straight this time. But if you have a look, we're lifting off a little bit because we want that inside line. For some reason, I just preferred to go down the inside of turn 1 rather than the outside. During the dry, I don't really mind, but in the wet, it's something that I just do. Now, he actually hangs it around the outside. I'm going to try and get a run through turn 3 again, but we actually lose the back end quite a lot, which basically eliminates any chance of us going for a move through turn 3. Now, coming into turn 4, do we go for a move? No, we back out of it. So you look, we actually get a much better run than him down through the exit of turn 4. So I'm just going to pull up alongside to go around the outside into turn 5 maybe, if we can. Maybe try and hang it there. But he actually gets the better run, obviously being on the inside. So we're going to go for the cutback into turn 6. He actually runs right a little bit, so we're going to maybe see what we can do. Do we go for it? No, we don't, as we cut on now to the end of lap 17. Gonna maybe go for the outside of Junson, but no, he actually takes quite a lot of curb, so we're going to get a much better run. I'm going to pull up along his inside, down into the final corner. Going to see what, maybe we actually lose the back end quite a lot, but coming down the main straight now, does he go for a move? He's thinking about it, maybe, but no, he decides against it. So I do think that is that little amazing battle right there over, unfortunately, but coming on to lap 25, DRS has actually been enabled now. As you can see, the track looks pretty dry. In hindsight, I probably should have come in a lap before, but oh well. So we're going to come in at the end of this lap, medium tyres. Going to not speed into the pit lane this time. As we come in now, CRMR in front of us has already pit and has actually exited the pit lane. So that is how far ahead he actually is right now. It's a really dominant drive from him right now, but as you can see, we've actually got a massive gap to third. So we've not even been threatened coming into the pit lane now. We're coming out in P2, and nothing really happened for the rest of the race. CRMR won 11-1. Absolutely incredible drive from him, completely dominant, well done to him. But to come round Junsol now, we are going to claim P2, which we're happy with, obviously with everything that's happened this race. That will probably go down as a good result for us, across the finish line that. Quite happy with that. As we look on the standings now, CRL wins. We finished P2, Burnout F1 P3, CRL Verline P4, CJA 827 in P5, CRL SAFC Maven 98 in 6th, Fernando Alonso, that's SCS1 Alonso, in 7th, and Jack Clay's the last point scoring driver in P8. That has been it from today in Brazil, and I will see you in Abu Dhabi.